All right, so being successful once you get out of the military is really just a matter of habits. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to get out of the military and be successful. All right, so first I'm going to talk about some of the daily habits to make you successful. Then I'm going to talk about routines. And by the end of this video, you're going to feel way more comfortable getting out of the military and being successful. All right, so let's get started. Don't wait. Start acting successful now. You don't have to wait till you get out of the military to be successful. Start including the habits into your life today. In the military, one of the ways to be successful in the military is, always making sure you look good. Always having the haircut, the shave, being there for PT on time, early, and actually fully participating in your physical training. Being successful outside of the military is the same as being successful in the military. I can guarantee you, if you're not successful in the military right now, your habits are the problem. It's your habits and probably your mindset. If you can't be successful in the military, you probably won't be successful outside of the military. So you have to change your mindset to change your habits. So think about that. Sometimes it's a little bit a looking inward type thing. If you're not successful now, why is that? Are you not showing up on time? Are you not getting your weekly haircuts or shaving every single day and showing up to PT on time and actually doing what's required of you? All right, let's talk about the easiest and probably the first habit you should make. And I don't want to say the easiest, it's probably the easiest in concept, but it's probably gonna be one of the hardest things that you ever do in your life. But once you get used to it, it is going to be like night and day. It happens automatically. So the first thing is getting up 2 hours prior to needing to be where you got to go, whether it be on base or PT or your first appointment. I have a strong rule on getting up 2 hours prior to me needing to be there. This gives me so much confidence, gives me so much clarity, and it gives me so much peace. Like for instance, this morning before I had to get on the road to drive to this filming location, I got up 2 hours prior to doing that. That allowed me to drink my water. It allowed me to get my cup of coffee. It allowed me to check some emails. It allowed me to make sure my content was right. It allowed me so much preparation rather than just saying, hey, it's going to take me 30 minutes to shower and shave and get my clothes on, and then I'm out the door. So I'm only going to give myself 30 minutes. No, I gave myself 2 hours, and this gave me so much time to get my mind right, to wake up, to get prepared. And then hopefully, this morning, I didn't have time to read the Bible or read something inspirational or to study. I would have liked to have, but I got so much more done than by waking up 2 hours earlier than if I only gave myself just enough time to get showered and shaved and dressed and go. All right, so that 2 hours, getting up 2 hours prior to having to leave and walk out the door or to be at your first appointment allows you to do several things. And I want to talk about my morning rituals and my habits. And one book you can reference is called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. This book gave me the launch. It gave me the ability to start my real estate company and to really explode it while I was in the military. This gave me the ability to build the business that was going to provide the income source to provide for me, my family, and eventually others. The Miracle Morning gave me that idea for the 2 hours early. So one of the things I learned from this is have a full cup of water right in your kitchen, ready to go as soon as you wake up. It's already room temperature, whether your house is 69 degrees or 70 degrees, whatever it is, that water is the same temperature and it goes down easier. I also make sure I have a vitamin, a multivitamin of some sort ready to go with that cup of water. And while my coffee is being made, I'm drinking that cup of water. And I like to really just slam this water because it wakes me up. It gets my body going. It gets my cells moving. And it immediately hydrates me as well as activating my brain. So by the time the coffee's ready, I'm already wide awake after I push that button on the coffee. I already had that coffee made, by the way. I just push the button when I get there. The next thing is have something inspirational to read. Recommend the Bible or some type of, self-help book of whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever goal you're trying to accomplish, whether it be real estate investing or, how to build a multi-million-dollar business. Or right now, a book I'm reading is How to Build $1 Billion App. So that would be part of my morning ritual. And then some type of exercise or workout activity. So when I was in the military, that 2 hours wouldn't include that because I knew I would be on base in 2 hours. My morning ritual wouldn't include that because I knew I'd be on base in 2 hours and we would do our physical training that I had to do with the military. We would lift weights or run or whatever it be that day. One thing I want to mention, when you're reading these inspirational and these self-help books or whatever you're trying to do, you must take the action steps. You can't just gather knowledge. You have to actually implement that knowledge. And let me tell you what I mean by that. is you take the instruction and then you give it some action, and the action will provide the result. And that's where the education comes from, is getting the actual result. You can read all your life. Some of my biggest, best, most famous mentors, the guys that have coached me along the way that I've learned from, are voracious readers. But here's one thing. Here's the key to their success, that the people that just read to gather knowledge. And the key to the success of my coaches and mentors that provide this information is they take the action. And so do I. That's where you got to take the action step. It's not about how many books you read. It's about what you do with the books you read. I really want to drive this point home. People read all the time on self-help, how to lose weight, how to become in shape, how to start a business. And they're still exactly where they're at 5 years ago, because there's one thing that's missing. They did not take consistent daily action. So really, at the end of the day, being successful is just your daily habits. If you're not successful, look back at your habits, what you do consistently. Habit is just consistent. Food for thought here is, consistency. You get out of bed. You have your running shoes right beside the bed. You have the water. You make your bed. You brush your teeth. You shave, and you get out the door. It's just being over and over. Being successful is nothing earth-shattering. It's just small, simple daily habits that most people are not willing to do. It's the simple stuff. All right, so next let's talk about actually preparing to get out of the military. What do you want to do when you do get out? And then one thing I recommend, a lot of people don't know what they want to do to actually be successful when they get out. I like to say, what are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? What would you do if you weren't actually paid for it? What would you do on a consistent basis? And I think that's one place to start. Get a journal, start writing things down. Pray for inspiration. Lord, what can I do to provide, service to my fellow man? What am I good at? What do I enjoy doing? And a lot of times I say, think back to when you were a kid. What did you want to do when you were a kid? Like, my son wants to be a police officer. And I always ask him, I like to ask him at least once a month to see if it ever changes. And guess what he always tells me? I want to be a police officer. It's been like that since he was 2 years old. He's about to be 6. For 3 years, my son stayed consistent. So when he's trying to figure out what he's going to do when he's out of college or high school or whatever he decides to do, and he can't figure it out, I'm going to remind him of those 3 years of him telling me that he wanted to be a police officer. And I recommend you do the same thing. Go back to your childhood. Did you like building stuff? Did you like destroying stuff? If you like building stuff, be a builder, be a contractor, be an architect. If you like just tearing stuff down, if you were that kid in the neighborhood that broke everybody's stuff, then be a demo guy. Buy some equipment, start clearing property for people. Like, you name it. What did you like doing as a kid? All right, so drop in the comment box below. I want to know what you wanted to do when you were a child. Start thinking about this. Daydream a little bit and drop it in the comment below. Like, comment what you wanted to do when you were a child. I wanted to be an astronaut. And then eventually it moved on to real estate investor. But I didn't know why I wanted to be a real estate investor. I just knew I wanted to be filthy, stinking rich. And I didn't know why I wanted to be filthy, stinking rich. But then I kind of figured it out. And it's not about being filthy, stinky rich. It's about having time freedom and doing what I want with my life. And then ultimately, joining the military, I had the reverse opposite of time freedom. I didn't get to control my life. I didn't get to control my schedule. And now I do. That's why I am now successful that I'm out of the military. But it started with my habits. So definitely, if you haven't commented below what you wanted to be as a child, go ahead and do it now. And also, give me some extra love and smash that subscribe button. All right, so going back to what you want to do as a child, what excites you, because at the end of the day, something has to drive you out of bed at 4 a.m. in the morning. Something's got to drive you out of bed 2 hours prior to you having to be to your appointment or on base or wherever it be. Something's got to excite you to look at the clock in the middle of the night and be like, is it time to get up yet? As my mentor, Jim Rohn, said, I hate to go to bed and I can't wait to wake up in the morning because what I'm doing is exciting me so much. So I want that to be you as well. So that's how to become successful once you get out of the military. It's starting to be successful now. So I once heard that 2/3 of all Fortune 500 CEOs had some type of military training. And 2/3 of those 2/3 had also martial arts training. So just some food for thought there. You got a lot going for you. You already have military training. Now, to be even more successful, have some martial arts training as well, but you don't have to go that far. You start being successful now, getting up earlier, drinking that water, going all out in PT, getting your hair cut each week, whether you need it or not, shaving every single morning, being there on time, not having to be told to do things in the military. It's all about habits, daily habits of being successful, and then you'll be successful in your next journey. So guys, I talked about mentors. I talked about learning and being successful. I would love to be your mentor. I have done over 310 land transactions since 2016. I bought my first rental house in 2007. I bought over 100 homes, and now I only specialize in land, buying and selling land and creating passive income around it. I'm sometimes paid more than 10 or 12 times a day for my land. I have over 115 land notes paying me every single month. These are parcels of land that I've purchased and I've turned around and sold for premium and retail value. I'm now teaching people how to do this and build a lifestyle of financial freedom and time freedom and geography freedom around it. If you would like for me to be your mentor, head on over to landsharks.com. That's the landsharks.com. Schedule a call with me and my team. We'll see what your investing goals are or what you're looking to do when you get out of the military. And if we feel like we're a great fit, I'd be honored to coach you and show you how to build a business that I've been able to build that's changed my life forever.